UNGA, President Donald Trump, of course, that he was faced with several obstacles and hurdles, seems to be now claiming that this was a deliberate attempt of sabotage. He has now said that there was not one, not two, but three instances that happened. Now, one of those instances that you can see while he was trying to climb up the escalator along with the First Lady Melania Trump, and the moment that they set their foot on that escalator, it stopped working. Then, second time, when he was about to begin with his address at the UNGA, the teleprompter stopped working. Then he had also raised the issue saying that he's a leader who can speak without teleprompter, and he's been claiming that his speech was a rousing success. And then the third, making the speech, he was told that the sound was completely off in the auditorium where the speech was made, and the world leaders, unless they use interpreters or earpieces, they couldn't hear a thing. Let's get in a word from Srinjoy now. Srinjoy, good morning. Sabotage claim being made by the president, of course, on multiple occasions that he has snubbed the United Nations, but now he's saying that he's involving the Secret Service to look into it.
President Trump has said a lot of things over the 7 months he has been president, and this is yet another of those statements. So we don't know whether these were genuine cases, whether the teleprompter suddenly stopped, whether the audio system stopped, why the escalator stopped. We don't know why these things happened. But it must be said that it's one thing to assume there are mistakes. It's quite another to believe this was a definite case of sabotage. Now, why this would be done is not clear, but he has said he will investigate. So we will have to wait and see what his investigations lead to, and then what he does after that. But yes, it is true that all these things happened. Now, the UN and Donald Trump do not have a particularly great relationship. In fact, it was almost unexpected by the UN when Donald Trump said he would be speaking, and he was the second speaker. The only positive note during that whole appearance, it must be said, was the fact that he and President Lula greeted each other. Lula was the first speaker. President Trump was the second speaker.
To go south, first making his way up to the auditorium. Secondly, when he was about to begin his speech, he mentions that at least for the start of the 15 minutes of his speech, there was no teleprompter. And then he believes that the earpieces weren't working as the people there in the back of the auditorium couldn't hear a word of his speech. But thank you very much, Srinjoy, for joining in. As far as Donald Trump, however, claims that his speech was a rousing success, but he is now claiming that this was a deliberate attempt of sabotage. With that, we head into a short.